Give me the green light. Grand Rising, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome in to the most powerful all hours. This is the Hour Power broadcast. Coming to you live from York City. We've hijacked the White Rose Community Television programming here to express nothing but love, light, education, motivation for all of those local and abroad. We're going to do our due diligence as we normally do at this time to make sure we share this particular wonderful interview that we have upcoming out to our Facebook friends and everybody. So please take the next 60 seconds or so. Go ahead and get a pad and paper. Go ahead and get some veggie straws, some Izzy drinks. You know, leave that Kool-Aid alone for one. We moving in. It's a new vibe. It's a new energy right now. So we're going to move into it in the most healthiest way possible. So like I said, going to do a little pause for the cause. Shout out to brother Shareef Ahmed. Without him, this particular program would not be possible. Not only is this going out to the White Rose Community Television viewership, this is also being streamed live on Facebook. Yes, mic check, mic check. And we got a call-in number, but at least this is an interactive program. It's a community-based program. Got the call-in number on the bottom of the screen. Let me do a little sound check on my end. Check. Okay, well, somebody else got it. So this is coming out to, sharing this one out to Roger Meyer. We're going to have you back on the program very, very shortly. Miss Jolie Velez, who's actually scheduled to be on the program next week as well. This is coming out to you. Boom. So I'm going to go ahead and do my little intro, then I'm going to finish this up when you do yours. So, like always, this is an affirmation that I kind of share. You can feel free to kind of steal this. If you don't know what affirmations are, you need to kind of Google it. I don't got time to share it with you. But understand that words are power. And before we leave out, I'm going to share about my Ptah Shakur Speaks program on Monday. Going to kind of go deep dive into some of this, what's going on in the world. We got a bunch of stuff going on in the world. We're going to do due diligence. We're going to get to our guests in a moment. So like I said, this is an affirmation. I know my place in truth. I know what I am in truth. I know how I serve in truth. I'm free. I'm free. I'm free. I am in the upper room. God is. God is. God is. I, Ptah Shakur, I pledge to always look for the best in each and every person and opportunity, starting with myself. I come from love, I am love, and I choose to look at the world through the lens of love. I commit myself to choosing the upper room towards vibrating at the highest level possible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am free, I am free, I am free. Behold, I'll make all things new. So basically what I'm here to represent as far as I'm an entrepreneur, Reiki practitioner, life coach, spiritual guide. I'm a rebel, here to uninstall this cowardliness that's going on. And I'm here to bring light to the daily atrocities that's being orchestrated by the elites of the society that seek control of you and I, but their end game is near. With this particular program, we intend to send nothing but love, light, education, motivation to those here in the local viewership and people that's nationally as well. So we got a wonderful guest, but before we get to that, what you got for him, bro, Shareef?
As always, we always try to open up with a universal prayer to reach out to the whole human family. So in the name of God, the gracious, the merciful, we give him praise and thanks for his mercy and his goodness to the human family. If all the trees upon the earth were pens to write with, and if all the oceans were ink, and then another 7 oceans add to its supply, the writing would still not be enough to explain the glory of God, for he's the exalted, all-powerful, all-wise. We confide in no other in our time of need, and we praise no other in our good fortune. He is one. And even if I live to be 1,000, it still would not be enough to thank God for his many blessings and gifts. We thank God for the Metu Neter, oracles, scriptures, and writings that came on the continent of Africa thousands of years before any organized religion. We thank God for Moses in the Torah, Jesus in the gospel, and Muhammad with the Quran. I greet everyone in words of peace. To my Christian family, praise the Lord. To my Muslim family, assalamu alaikum. To my Hebrew Israelite family, shalom. To my Black conscious family, hotep. And to our people in the streets, what's good to you? It all means peace. Peace and blessings.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What you got for him, Green, before we get into this interview, man? It's good to see y'all, man. I can see you in a minute.
I never MIA, man.
Gotta have my bro around. Appreciate you. How you feeling?
I'm feeling catching up, like Hans. Brad down a little plate, but bounce back up like a round ball.
For sure. But like I said, we're going to start this wonderful program. This is a live call-in show. If you have any questions you want to add to the conversation or anything that you want to kind of build on. You see, either build or destroy in this civilization we live in. But we all about building. We can see enough destruction going on around us. So if you got a kind word, a wonderful, something you want to add on, please call in. This is a community-based program. We want to hear from the youth. We want to hear if you got a particular business idea, entrepreneurial idea. We believe in diversity, so we want to have some Trump supporters. We want to have people that actually represent perspective that we don't particularly agree with. This is for everybody to kind of move in here, regardless if you're white, black, whatever your acronyms are, or anything of that nature. This is the program for you. So without further ado, this is a guy that I've been following around on Facebook. He's been doing some really, really conscious stuff, doing some really, really powerful things in the community, and we believe that those that are actually invested in our community, they need to be put on that highlight. We don't want to see what the Kardashians and all these people doing. They ain't got nothing to do with what's going on in our environment, and they're not adding no peace. They're not building, like I was saying, and like I said before. So, without further ado, we'll give a round of applause for brother Wayne Sweeney. Come share a little bit about yourself, God. What you here for? What you got for us for today?
My name is Wayne Sweeney. A lot of people know me as Wayne Scott. Just to touch on that real quick, I got my last name changed to my actual blood relatives name once I had my daughter. So I kind of switched over to the actual family that I'm blood related to.
Gotcha.
Because I was raised as a Scott, but that's not my blood family.
I feel you.
You know what I mean? So I know some of them, and I still accept them as family as well. But the ones I don't know, I just don't know. So Wayne Sweeney it is. The neighborhood God, man. Like the God is from the town. Changed my life around and wanted to give back in any way that I could possibly give back, while not having while not being rich. You know what I mean? While not, I mean, like some things ain't all about money. It's just, or it's sometimes it is. I just link with different people and bring my ideas to light. You know what I mean? And then just help where I can physically and mentally be able to help. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the gist of it. Community events, a lot of stuff behind the scenes that I do that I don't even speak on or touch on. Helping with families, the homeless, you name it. Honestly, within the last, since about 2009, if you name it, I probably did it. As far as community wise and just being a voice and a person with their foot on the ground is just trying to help in any way I could possibly help.
You're part of the solution, man.
Yeah, just back. And long story short, that was a great way to put it.
Solution.
Being a part of the solution, because it was for years I was a part of the problem. You know what I mean? So switched things up in a major way and got myself together, and I'm just trying to help where I can, man. Mainly with the kids in these days, like reach the kids and we can reach the world, basically.
Yes, sir.
Right. Well, like speaking on that, bro. Like I know you do the Bears. You can see the logo behind us.
Yes, sir.
How did you? What made you? Well, how did you get that started? What made you? Like, you know what I mean? So I didn't get the York Bears started. The York Bears was an idea that Eric Mann Sr. Okay.
You know, they was all coaches at South York. So basically, we play in a mid-pen league where we play like Bishop McDevitt and Cumberland Valley, Harrisburg High.
And competition.
Real competition. More competition than they face around here. So they got rid of South York to kind of expose the kids to that level of competition, and also just be able to travel a little bit while playing the sport that you love. So that idea came from Eric. Dominic Chapman was a part of that. Fred Snelling, rest in peace. I don't want to miss nobody. Gordy Harrison.
Okay.
I don't want to miss nobody, but it was a group of people that just kind of put that together. And then it went over to a family member of mine, Bud Kyle. He took it over and he kind of like pushed it even further to where it was kids from York going down to Virginia to play, and even Florida.
I remember
you know
that.
what I mean? So he was doing it like that, and then he ended up getting a high school coaching job. But all through this process, even from the beginning, Eric Mann actually was the first one to bring me into the York Bears. But I wasn't without a role or nothing like that. He brought me. I'm a promoter, you know, out online. I got a following. He brought me flyers when they first was putting it together. He brought me flyers. He probably don't even remember this. He brought me flyers and was like, "Yo, can you help us get some kids and help us promote the new thing that we're doing?" So he was the first one to actually bring me in, and then when Bud took over, my brother started coaching, and then I was there all the time with my nephews, just helping where I could help. Bud ended up getting the high school job, and then I naturally just took over, doing some of the things that I was already kind of helping with.
Kept it moving.
Yeah, it just kept it going, so it won't die once he left and with the high school job. So I took over in the COVID year, but we didn't play that year. So this would be actually my third season, I believe. My third official season. Kind of like building it back up.
Right.
I mean, getting with some sponsors and trying to make sure we got helmets and shoulder pads and all of that stuff. So
I know.
it's a process. Yeah, you see it there. It's a process that's built year by year, but it's here, and we got right now at least registered on our online platform. It's like 135 kids from York registered and ready to play. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to just do what I can do to kind of make sure everybody is. And we got cheer. We got a cheer program. We have about roughly 50 kids, 50 girls in the cheer program as well.
That's deep.
So yeah, it's just building year by year, adding piece by piece on there, getting other people involved that want to be involved. Whether that's coaching, whether that's sponsorships, whether that's people just dropping off Gatorades or water sometimes.
Right.
So yeah, that's honestly been probably my main focus, because it's really a year-round thing. Having to go to league meetings and all of that. Keeping the storage and stuff ran where we keep our stuff at, and getting new equipment because some stuff gets old, and you know what I mean. Like it's a whole process that people might not be able to see. So I don't coach. You know what I mean. You know that I don't coach. I'm handling the behind the scenes duties.
David Stern.
Yeah, basically Jerry Jones.
He like Slim.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. Look. That's the more urban way to put it.
Right.
Yeah, Slim.
Yo,
you know what I mean?
Slim.
So,
Nobody don't never see Slim.
right. So
he keeps it moving.
Right.
Tino wanted to know why you hid the fact that you eat pork.
Yo, it's crazy.
Shout out to Tino.
They know that's the only. That's. I ain't never eaten that. I don't even want it around me.
They know how we feel about that. We
Yeah.
go at length on that on this particular topic.
Yeah.
Tino's a good guy.
No. He messing with me. He always do
They're
that.
good people.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's been my main focus year round, along with doing the community events that people like that really know the Trey Boo. That's every year. The if you see it, where am I putting that? Right here, the ball like I'm Kimi. That's a flag football event.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Yeah, so that's a flag football event.
Tell them how you
dogs,
turn the
kids,
negative,
or-
how you turn the negative.
Right. So my
into
my nephew is Dakeem Dennison. He was an unsolved homicide right now. He is an unsolved homicide right here in
Wow.
York. Yeah. So he was a star athlete for York High. Played at BYC. Went up through York High. He's one of the best receivers record wise that York High has seen. You know what I mean? So he was killed in a home invasion here in York back in 2015, over on Pennsylvania Avenue. So just like the Trey and Boo was related to me, and Trey was somebody that was a little older than me. That I was a young hooper.
Man, both of them.
Yeah, so I was
Trey.
right. So I was a young hooper that kind of like I didn't really know Trey personally, but he was somebody that was older. You know, when you're a young sports guy, you look up to the old heads.
Yeah.
So he was one of the older guys. I think I was in 9th or 8th.
Oh my God, man.
So the Ball Like I'm Kimi event was made in the same mode as the Trey and Boo, shedding light to a sad situation using sports.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's that right there.
And it brings every side of town together.
Yes,
too,
yep.
On the low.
And people from other states.
Yes,
You got-
especially with the Blik.
Yeah, with both of them. So the Trey and Boo, we got DC. We have people from DC,
Yeah.
Virginia, even North Carolina, like players that have played overseas. The Trey and Boo is real competition, and the same with the Blik. Blik is just flag. It ain't contact, so people look at it like it ain't the physical football.
Yes, sir.
But it's competitive. It's real competitive out there, man. It's flag football got a whole different world out there that it's just a bunch of men that just that's the way they. You know what I mean? Like it's their sport.
Yeah,
so
that's how
Yeah,
they eat. That's how
yeah.
they build some, especially some
Right.
of them teams.
yeah, like it's worldwide. So I just wanted to kind of football was my nephew's thing.
Yes, sir.
Instead of basketball. So I was like, okay, how can I keep his memory alive using something positive that he liked to do? It was easy, football. So BLIK, which everybody will see, stands for Ball Like I'm Kimi. It's an acronym. You know what I mean? So I just try to keep that going every year. Flag football. We get teams from all over the place. We have vendors the same way like Trey Boo, and they just go out there and compete, and we have a good time. Live DJs, keeping the music vibing, and it's just a good time in the community.
That's coming up,
You know what I
man.
mean? Yup, that'll be August 10th and 11th.
August 10th and 11th.
Yep.
Where at? So
That'll be,
people know.
yep, that'll be at Noonan Field, which people from the city know that as Boys Club Field, right over by Aquinas Lake. You come over there, it's free to attend. Majority of the community events I do, all of them are free to attend, unless you want to get something to eat there. You have vendors and stuff like that, but you can always just pull up, park, watch a good football game, or if you're talking about the basketball tournament, you can come watch a good basketball game. So I like to keep those type of things going. I like to be around sports, man. Like, it kind of keeps me, if you notice, like everything, Trey and Boo's basketball, the Bears is football, the Blik is football. Like, I think that's a major thing in the city for the youth and grown men. You know what I mean? Like, that's how we connect. Like, we all can sit here and talk about sports for 2 hours.
All day.
It's a lot of leaderships and stuff, but you really you hit a word that kind of charged me up. The frequency of it, that competitiveness.
Yes, yes.
You know what I mean? Because our youth need to know that they say iron sharpers iron.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So when you got that, ain't nothing wrong with competition.
There's
You know
nothing
what I mean?
wrong with
And that builds into what we say before on this program as far as failure. Failure is a part of success. So you don't want to be playing somebody out there that's easy peasy. You know what I mean? Once you go against some real competition, it sends you back to the lab.
Yes.
You goes, okay, I need to work on my left.
Yes,
I need to work on my step back.
Right, yeah.
Exactly.
I'm too slow. I gotta get faster.
Jump shot up. The way I swing it back.
Right.
And that's a real key thing for young people to know. You know, because if you're not unsuccessful, and some of the kids, you know, that participate, some of the youth, they might not have adults that have that mentality. You know?
Right.
You might go out like, I didn't play,
Yeah.
or I dropped the ball. You know what I mean? That next adult should be saying to you that same idea. Okay, well, there's success in something that you did.
Right.
Go back into it, because a lot of people don't take that as some young people take and say, oh, well, maybe I ain't supposed to do this. Maybe I ain't supposed to. Nah, forget all that. So that competitiveness, iron sharper iron, this leadership, some real positive stuff.
You play against competition, it's only gonna make you better. You might lose that game, but down the line, you're gonna learn from it. Down the line, you're gonna get better. Like, there's always somebody that's your age, same grade as you, that's better than you. Like, no matter which way you look at it, there's always somebody better than you.
Or putting in that work.
Or putting in the work to be better than you.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
That's what like Tom Brady was saying. Like, they asked him one time. He said, "If I'm not learning after the game and studying that film, somebody is."
Right.
You know what I mean? So people that have that Mamba mentality.
Yes.
You know, so
And
that's
Tom Brady was a 7th round draft pick.
The last pick.
Michigan man.
Yeah, the last pick, and it was so many other quarterbacks taken in front of him.
That's deep.
He's unathletic. He's not fast. He was just smarter than everybody else.
The slowest 40.
Yeah.
I think one of the slowest 40
In history.
ever.
Yeah.
And the last pick. And
So-
what he got, 7?
Yeah, 7th round. 7th round draft pick. So
You know what
he
I
had
mean? Say he got 7 rings.
Oh yeah, 7 ring. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
7. It's 7. Yeah, 7 rings.
I'm a Raven fan, so I don't count other people's rings.
Yeah,
You think anyone can catch him?
No. I don't think we'll see a quarterback that'll get 7.
Only way if
Is it 7?
Mahomes don't get hurt,
make
he
sure it's 7.
might have a chance. But other than
He
that,
would have to win 4 or more.
I gotta make sure it's
But he
7.
has 3 now.
But then listen to this though, brother Shareef, though. We thought Kareem Abdul-Jabbar record was never going to get broke. And look what LeBron
Records are
did.
meant to be
Right.
broken.
I don't think nobody's going to beat Cal Ripken's most consecutive games ever.
I don't think no one's
That's
going to catch
different,
LeBron.
See,
Yeah,
that's different, right? But that would never. I think that'll be a record because records are meant to be broken. But I think that'll be a record that won't get broke.
I don't
Brady,
think no
yeah.
one's going to catch LeBron because
What points?
he got that
Longevity.
record not because he's the best scorer,
Yeah.
but because of the longevity.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
Only
people are
person
always
that
getting injured and switching teams. And
Nobody's catching LeBron in points, man.
The only
Like,
person
that's
that could
crazy.
have done it would have been Durant.
And I don't think he had a chance.
He done
Gets
because I'm
injured
just
too
about
much.
3 years.
Yeah, he's too injured.
Yeah.
He's too injury prone. So
I mean, it goes like you ever, what they say, like a 1 minute mile. If you go back and look, like back into like the 1900s and stuff, there's literally nobody that could run a mile. What is it? Is it 1 minute mile? It's like a 10 minute. It's some type of barrier when it comes to running. I think it's like a 10-minute mile. 10-minute mile. That's
I
something.
thought the mile had to be done in with 4.
whatever. I'm trying to remember what the exact distances, but the
Oh,
idea
okay, I see
is
what
that
you're saying
when
now. I see
when
what you're
one
saying.
person breaks a record,
Mm-hmm.
you'll find that the records, if you just study through the annals of history and time, that as we move more into modern day, that those records seem to drop. Meaning that when you have that idea in your mind that this is possible to run faster, whatever, 1 minute mile or whatever. So I do think all them records is gonna be broken with the youth
Possible. You
nowadays.
can't say impossible. It ain't.
Yeah.
I don't want to- but I just-
Anything's possible.
if I had to bet, nobody's breaking LeBron record. Not the points. You got too many points, man. Like that's
There's
tough.
no other
Till
You would've
sport.
they bring that 4-point shot into the NBA.
Yeah, if they do something like that, and then
Yeah.
it's possible.
Make it like
Yeah,
the-
but you gotta make them.
Yeah, that's facts. You gotta make
That's
it.
what they
No.
shoot. They shoot for half court now. So
Yeah.
So Curry stuff. What do y'all think of the Olympic team?
I think it's loaded. I think it's loaded. I mean, I think they had some time off, so they got a gel and all that. But you see, they winning. Even with them, they didn't even play good yet.
Durant ain't ball.
Durant ain't playing.
And Bede always in foul trouble.
Yeah.
Because he's adjusting to the FIFA
yeah.
that balling. But the ways I'm just nervous, man, when they come play against France, bro. When they play against France, it's going to be
all nervous nowadays.
man.
Who's all on their team?
Who, France?
France, I
Who's
think
their main players?
They got Rudy
Rudy
Gobert. They got
They got
Wemby.
Wemby now, and then they got whoever the first draft pick.
They got guard. They got that guard. That
I don't even
forget
know
his
who he
name.
is.
They gonna have.
That still shouldn't match up to what.
No, it shouldn't.
It
It shouldn't.
shouldn't. But that would be the only hiccup.
It'd be.
Yeah, I see.
I think they're gonna have to. I think they should adjust the starting lineup when they face them though.
But I think they was talking about that today on First Take. They were saying like either go all big
No,
or go big and just Steph Curry be the
only guard.
The only guard.
They could do that. I just think you need to play two. If they're gonna play Gobert and Wemby together, then I mean either we could do it two ways.
Yeah, AD and then B.
Yeah, you
I
can
think
do
they
it.
could do that.
Yep.
Or Bam. What's
Or
the name?
Bam. You
Yeah.
got Bam too. Or we can say, look, if KD playing at that time, listen, we're gonna play KD out there and make Wemby guard him. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be tough. They both of them. They gonna have to play defense.
What do you think about this, brother Wayne? Getting a little political. They said that what's his name, Jaylen Brown from the Celtics.
I was gonna say the
Deliberately
same
kept off the
thing.
team for political reasons. Do
They
you?
said him and Kyrie.
I didn't really dive.
Yeah.
I didn't really
I knew
dive in.
Kyrie wouldn't be on the team.
Yeah.
Like
I didn't really dive in on the political part of it, but just keeping it basketball, there's no way Jaylen Brown is not on that team. They just replaced Kawhi Leonard with Derek White.
Yep.
bro,
There's no way.
That's
three
why it's-
Celtics.
that's why it's
Three
political.
Celtics and Brown's not a part of that.
Right. That's why it's political.
Oh, you saying that? And that's okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they would take Derek White over him though. I don't.
This is. I heard. Did you hear the explanation that Grant Hill? Cause Grant Hill, it was his.
When he's got this
What'd
is
he
his
say?
team, he picked it.
Right.
And he sat there and said, you see how he's like he was under like the gun because he catched it.
He kept it
said,
real with his
but he
answer,
sat there
though.
and said it. It's just the way he has to pick the team.
It's definitely political.
But bro,
It was the
and,
ego part.
but
Cause he
it-
didn't think Darren Brown. Darren Brown. What are you talking about?
Right.
Yeah.
Jaylen.
Jaylen Brown. Okay, Brown.
Yeah, Brown. They didn't want his ego. They didn't want people back and I wish I'm playing. So they got to play ego games. So that's why he had Derek White, because Derek White is used to.
He's a glue guy,
Yeah.
so he ain't no
Glue guy.
superstar.
You know, Jaylen Brown is
Just
the
like you said.
smartest person in the NBA. I think that's another thing. 'Cause
Yeah,
it
I
ain't
seen
them. It ain't one of them. He's the most intelligent brother in that league. Probably half of this planet, bro. he's a hella nerd,
I mean, it just goes to show if you.
and they can't
speak
market
up.
him.
You know,
What did he
Charles
speak up
Barkley,
about?
you know
Did he
what I'm
say
saying?
something about?
how Nike employees have been treated. He said the main thing is siding with Kyrie with that whole.
The Hebrew Israelites.
Hebrew
That's why them two is not on the squad.
Yeah.
But Brown, I'm telling you, like Barkley and them sat there and said, you get Tatum gets all the love, but the dog on that team is Brown.
Yeah. Two-way guy.
James Freeland put in. He said Luka will be the only one to catch him.
Nah.
As far as you talking about with the points.
He is the white LeBron, but
I
a
don't
more
even.
slower version. But he's gonna have to hit a lot of threes.
Yeah.
A lot of threes.
Luka nice though, man.
He is that's
Offensively.
the white LeBron.
Offensively, man, he just don't got. He don't play enough defense for me to.
No, not yet. and he's still dumb young.
He be pouting. People drive right by him. He
like LeBron.
Yeah. But it's
LeBron had his younger years. He played defense.
He ball.
Yeah. As he got older, he still plays defense.
Just pout so much.
Yeah.
He needed to ball out.
What
Right.
do you think about this whole blowback LeBron is getting, from the seemingly preferential treatment of Bronny? And then we can talk a little bit about how Caitlin Clark or how she do it in the WNBA. But as far as with the people coming out and saying, LeBron the only way he's there is because his dad. What's your thoughts on
my opinion on that is simply, like, as dads, and I'm pretty sure we all got kids, or if we don't, we got step kids, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You will only hope that you can put your kid in a position to win.
Right.
You know what I mean? To be successful. So I don't really get the backlash. Do I feel like he got drafted because of his dad? Yeah, but so what? Like what? Like who are we? What are we gonna? We're gonna ridicule?
He's the most hyped 55th pick.
We're gonna ridicule a man helping his son be successful. Mm-hmm. I mean, it ain't like he can't play at all. Like he got some growing to do. He's not his dad. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like I'm not gonna sit here and bash LeBron because his son got drafted because of him. When if I'm a CEO of Amazon, you know what I mean, is it going to be easier for my son to get a job there or have a prominent position?
That's true. Other sectors of
like it's like what are we supposed to do? Like, but LeBron gets bashed for everything he do, man. He's arguably one of the most successful black men that we know, athletes at least, and you don't got a stain on his jacket.
I just crazy say,
you know what I mean?
Mark Reynolds said he's the most squeakiest.
Like there's literally nothing. Like this guy's with the same girl.
Backlash,
you didn't see a cheating rumor. You didn't see. You don't see nothing about it. There's nothing on it. Like there's nothing about it. So
he leaves those Diddy parties early.
Yeah, right. All that.
With the first wave.
Yeah,
leaving the first wave.
And that's some stuff I don't know about. Everything is on the internet, man. You can't find nothing bad against LeBron. That's actual fact. So
true.
I just think Bron is I think he got to a certain level where he gets the hate. I mean, when you on top, like you know what I mean.
He's very calculated and strategic on everything he does.
And I think his son gonna be good. I think he's not right away. He ain't gonna be able to help them this year, but you look 2-3 years down the line and see how he developed. I think he's gonna be good. You know what I mean? Unless he just stops and gives up. I think he got the drive in him and his dad right there. Even when his dad retired, like they ain't gonna let you. You're not gonna fail.
Right. You got an example, just like we was talking about failure is part of success.
Right.
As long as you internalize that,
right,
sky's the limit.
Yeah, because it ain't a money thing for him. He ain't playing basketball for money. Like he don't gotta play. LeBron is his dad. He don't gotta have money the rest of his life. He don't gotta do nothing. Like
to show you how dedicated the young boy is. The boy died.
Yeah.
He had the heart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he could have just, like you said, packed it up and just sat home and played video games or work. You know what I mean? With what's your name? With the like a what you call it, an agent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He could have fell back, bro.
He could have fell back and been an agent.
But that's what people fail to realize. They forget that.
That's true.
LeBron done put his whole team on. His agent is somebody somebody that he grew up with. Like
that's the whole team.
Part.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like everything that we talk about this guy off the court is gonna be good. Right. LeBron gets the hate on the court, and a lot of it is because he's just on top. Like you know what I mean?
Something that we dreamt.
Yeah, like it's just haters out there, man.
We get on. Yo, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Now he really got them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wayne, I got a quick question for you, if you don't mind answering it and addressing it. What's going on with the head coach job for York High? And who's one of your or two candidates? Because several people have said that they're qualified or whatever.
So I mean, just because you asked, I wasn't gonna touch on that because I see it's a topic that the city is kind of acting like there's beef over it for. You know what I mean? They're overdoing it, kind of. I mean, I think everybody got a right to their own opinion and can vouch for who they want. It's just for an example. Before I get into that, I can just say somebody can ask in the chat who's the best interviewer on the panel. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I can say, well, Shareef is, and people are gonna be like, oh, you biased, or why ain't you say him, or why ain't you? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's my opinion, man. Like I'm sitting here. I've been around him. I feel like his resume is better. You know what I mean? Like that's how I think that's what's going on. But if you asking me, I think it's a clear Kerry Glover decision. And let me tell you why. Like, first of all, we never seen this outpour in the community for a coaching job in history. You know what I mean? Like I ain't never lived nowhere else but York, and seen all the coaches the whole way back from my uncle Keenan, Preston. You know what I mean? Like how, like when do we see this much backlash? And it's because the kids are speaking up. The kids have spoke up, and the community have spoke up and showed up at these meetings, vouching for Kerry Glover to be the next coach. You know what I mean? That's why That's why it's an outpour on social media. I don't want to even mention nobody else's name or bring nobody else up. I'm just going to sit here and vouch for Kerry. You know what I mean? Because I don't even want to say something, because every time, it seems like when I speak on social media, it's like everybody's looking at, oh, he said something wrong. Like, yo, I'm not meaning no harm. I'm giving my opinion.
Gotcha.
Like I posted Kerry's resume and said something like, we need a winning coach. We need somebody with some recent success. Kerry had just won district last year with a little town of Columbia. You know what I mean? You know how hard that is for a town that just, you know what I mean? They got some athletes there. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's smaller than York.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he went over there and won district titles. You know what I mean? He had so much success. His AAU programs, then the kids, and most importantly, the kids want to play for him. The kids at York High, kids away from York High, they want to play for Coach Glover. So that's the main reason that I'm vouching for him. And that's not to say nobody else should get any support, because people have their own support system. But that's why I showed up to the first meeting and spoke on this decision, and that's why the kids.
Are they having any more meetings about that?
I'm not even sure at this point, man.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it's a lot going on, man. I honestly don't even know what's the next step, but they did the votings on another candidate.
Is there any of them trying to be a coach?
Any who?
Any of the
other candidates?
Other Caucasian. Let me say that.
No, I don't think so.
I heard Coach Sowers. I don't know.
Oh, I think he reapplied, but I don't think he was recommended or was in discussion. I mean, I'm not sure, because that's the inside of what they would know. You know what I mean? All I just know is it came from my understanding. It came down to two coaches. The hiring committee recommended one coach, the community and the kids and I guess the board members now, because they denied that coach twice, or they denied him once and didn't approve him the second. Something. It's more into that. So basically, we still without a coach. So some people are in the community is like, well, if you didn't hire the one coach that the hiring committee could recommend it, then you need to go with the one that the community and the kids that are playing on this actually team are saying. You know what I mean? Which is Kerry. So it's a tough situation, and you know what I mean? Like I don't know what the next step is, but I hope they get it right, because we have never seen kids show up to meetings. Community leaders. Our only WNBA player has wrote a letter and said hire Kerry Glover. The only one that ever came from York, Miss Trematier. Mm-hmm. She has wrote a letter. One of the best athletic directors we have had, Chaz Green. Mm-hmm. Your best returning player for your basketball team has showed up to the meeting. Mm-hmm. David Ward. Mm-hmm.
Shout out to David Ward and the family. Good people.
So this is what's going on. And again, I want to be clear that it's nothing against nobody else. I'm just speaking for the vouching part for Kerry Glover, because this is what the community is vouching for. You know what I mean? And a lot of prominent people. People can get into the way the board is ran.
Why do you think it's taking so long?
Because from what I understand, the hiring committee recommended one person, and the board has denied that person. So then they go back to the hiring process, recommended the same person again after he just was denied, and the board told him no again. So in my opinion, it's like, yo, if you denied somebody already, why would the hiring committee then recommend the same person? That slowed the process up. It's more than people are like, oh, well, people are making it an outrage, or people are showing up to meetings and that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to go to the board meetings and speak up. You know what I mean? But what happened is, when this person was denied, the hiring committee recommended them again, like a month later. They just was denied, so that slowed the process up. And again, it's nothing against who they recommended to hire, because they recommended him for a reason. I'm just saying the process is kind of strange, because if I deny somebody, you're not going to walk around the corner and come back and say, here I am again. No, we're going to move on to the next person. If Walmart denies my application, am I going to show up the next week and apply again? Not me. I'm going on to another job. Like, right. So this part. So I'm just speaking on the hiring part of it. You know what I mean? But I fully endorse Kerry Glover. just for resume alone, like outside of all that we spoke on, resume alone, basketball coach alone says that he is well qualified for this job. He's from this city. He's well connected in the city. The kids want to play for this coach. The community, people that follow York High sports have spoke on it. Former players, current players, the girls' side, even though he's trying to apply for the boys' side, there has been girls that came and spoke. He didn't even coach them, but he's in their ear. Like this is a coach outside of the season, pushing and motivating. You know what I mean? So for me, it's pretty clear. You know what I mean? And that's if you look at the resume, we put our resumes on the paper. On the table as coaches alone. There's a resume that stands out.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then the whole body of work along with it, outside of coaching, connecting with the kids off the court. You know what I mean? Year round, not just coaching them during the season. You know what I mean? Stuff like that is all things that are he's good for. And the other candidates might be good for it too. I'm just here to speak for Kerry Glover without saying nobody else's name because I don't want to cause no backlash and keep any
going. Much love, man. I hope you get it, bro.
And the beautiful underlying thing on this, regardless of whatever direction they go on with the coaching, shout out to York City. Shout out for the people who show up at meetings. So shout out, you know, it's too much we see stuff in the community and we just sit down home, we just look around like who else gonna speak about this? Everybody just looking for somebody else, but the ones that actually go out. And it's a testament to the character of individuals. So any youth that's listening out there, and remind you, this is a call-in program. You can call in 717-846-5067. Even for the youth that's out there, we need youth to have role models. And what greater role model would you be growing up in this city where you can be an individual like Kerry Glover, where you are so well received by your community, where they'll come to bat for you in your professionalism and the way that you carry yourself. That's a true role model. I'm looking at it from that perspective.
And all different types of people.
True.
All
Very
different
true.
nationalities. Like there's white, Spanish, black that all support. Like you know what I mean? So it ain't just like, oh, he got a group of people over here.
Right.
No, it's been multiple people. Right. You know what I mean? And sports is that touchy for the community. It is. You know what I mean? Like that's what the kids love to do. So as long as the kids love to do it, I think it should be a topic of discussion all the time. So what another thing that's been happening online with this situation is people getting mad because there's so many people speaking out about sports related things when it comes to the kids. Yeah. And my thing is this,
I'm gonna say something about that.
Because I'm one of the people that don't show up. I don't show up to meetings. Like I don't even know because on the education side, there's things that I can learn, but I'm not well versed to even understand or speak on.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So my message to the people that do get mad about the education portion is use your platform to speak on education.
Exactly.
Like if I know about sports more, then I'm gonna speak about sports more. I'm not the guy that's gonna get up here and say we need more social stuff. I don't know. And then sports is publicized though.
Right.
I mean, we all can easily find out things about the York High sports team. We can't find out everything about education. Right. You know what I mean? So how can we speak on this thing? But there's people that are in the education field that never speak on it on their platforms. But they're mad that we speak on sports. It don't make sense. You know what I mean? And I hate when I see people say that because I don't want to say hate, but I don't like when people say that because it's like, yo, like you trying to down talk those that are in the sports field. Like we don't have a connection directly with the kids almost more than you do as the educator. Right. You know what I mean? Because the average kid, at least growing up in the city, sports is a part of their life. Right. Male and female. You know what I mean? So they connect more with their coach than their teacher. Right. You know what I mean? So it got to be a balance. Who's doing their job more?
Right, exactly. So if you're well versed in education, if you're well versed in economy, you might realize there's some news that break. Oh man, they got this crazy economy rule, these taxes that's come up. Speak your voice. This is the time that we're living in right now. This is the most powerful time that we can live at this time. So we got to follow our passions and speak your mind. So
great time to be alive.
And don't judge somebody else that's already speaking their mind. Like you get up and do something.
Get up and do it. It's
like I said in my little intro, like I'm here to get rid of all that cowardliness. Yes. Either you're gonna build or you're gonna destroy. You're not gonna act like you building, but you really destroying with your words. Right. Man, that
right there is the main thing, man, because people feel like they are shedding light to something and they trying to destroy the other people. Because guys like myself I might just do community events or coach, and I'm not looked at from certain people. I'm looked at as, oh no, he's just worried about sports. No, I'm worried about what that kid want to do.
Yes, sir.
Right.
You know what I mean? If
Yeah,
that
that's
kid
Start where you got to start.
if that kid say he's more into sports than social studies, I don't know about social studies.
Right.
I don't know about, you know what I mean? Like I'm not a mathematician. I can't. There's nothing I can say. But there's a teacher out there that's on social media that might be my Facebook friend, that is well versed in that field, that can easily message me and say, hey, here's a status. Can you post this for me? Boom, and I'm gonna post it every time.
Easy.
Especially when it got something to do with your high. It's orange and blue. It's here. It's right. You know what I mean? It's all your Bears is orange and blue. Everything is orange and blue. Trey and Boo, it's orange and blue.
Yes, sir.
That's your colors to me for the city. So if it pertains to that, all you got to do is message me, and I'll post the same thing. Whatever you want me to say about education,
Right.
I will share that.
Too easy.
I can't promise what reaction it'll get because some people are more into sports.
Where the
You know what I mean?
tutors
But-
at? Where the tutors
Yeah,
at?
it's
You know
like-
what I mean, people like that can help these young kids. You know what I mean?
And I think one of the main things is, man, like just stop trying to tear each other down. Like
Right.
be connected. There's many sides of a kid. When you have a kid sitting in front of you, there's the education side of that kid. There's a home life side of that kid, and there's an activity side. I kind of lean more so to the activity side because that's what I feel like I'm good at. But you might be more so of that teacher side.
Yes, sir.
That you can educate them not just on school stuff, about the history and all of that. Like that is more. That might be more your side. He might be more of a this is how you at home life. You know what I mean? I'm not in their house. I don't know how they. So I gear towards one lane. It's not for the teacher side to tell this lane that they're doing something wrong. No, you just got to step your side up.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then
They forget
you know what I
they
mean?
living in the village. Like it takes a
Exactly,
village.
exactly. That's
Where
what
you at? You living in
That's-
space
yes,
or something?
yes.
You in the village too.
That's what I'm
Say
saying.
something.
We say that all the time on here, man. It takes a village, man.
Yeah.
Now it seems like it takes a nation, man, for real.
But it's amazing for me, and it's I mean, I like to talk freely, so it's amazing for me that saying has came from generations ago.
True.
I mean, so there was older folks. I mean, but today it's like the older folks lost that. They say the younger people lost of it, but who taught us? You know what I mean? It had to be lost as it was going down to the younger generation. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So-
Run away from it.
a lot of things I had to learn on my own. My mom was there to super mom, like working 3 jobs and but once I came outside, there's things that I had to learn by myself. You know what I mean? Like, and in my neighborhood, that's how it was. It was really, as a kid, it was. I mean, it takes a village.
And created our own fun.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So that leads. That kind of. I mean, not that I don't want to take over the interview, but it's just more so like that kind of, you creating your own fun. That kind of leads into something else that I'm working on behind the scenes. If you familiar, well, I'm pretty sure you are. Before the Parkway neighborhood, like we don't have a basketball court out there. Jefferson Court
They took the rims
was
off,
taken away in year 2000, I believe. Yep, it was in the year 2000. It was taken away. So
Williams Park.
Williams is up. So that's what I'm gonna get into. So if you live in the Parkway projects, you have no basketball court over there that you can just walk over to and shoot hoops. You have to walk though. Your parents have to trust you to go the whole way over to Williams. Or Kiwanis Lake or Farker Park or up that way. There's some parents that don't trust that. Like you living down there on Parkway Boulevard and Beaver Street, you don't want you way over there. Like especially in today's world where a lot is going on. You know what I mean?
Get it in back in the day.
Right.
At Jefferson Park.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, like I grew up watching that as a kid. I remember being 7 years old out there watching the old heads ball. You know what I mean? I never lived nowhere else but Parkway until I was an adult. You know what I mean? My mom moved around the corner, stayed in the same neighborhood. So I knew everybody from out there as kids. They knew me, they knew my mom, knew my family. You know what I mean? So it just kind of like I met with the housing authority. Long story short, like I met with the housing authority to basically say we need that back. So that's one of the things that I'm working on behind the scenes to try to get the basketball courts back for my own personal neighborhood. You know what I mean? Like that I have that deeper connection with.
Right.
That's great.
Yeah, so we can get those things back, and then they actually talked to me about being a part of the organization part of like doing events in the Parkway neighborhood. So like for example, National Night Out. I mean, you know how they do those on all sides of
We used
town,
to have that back in the day. Yo.
right? So they still have that, but they want to do a little bit more. They want to add a little bit more to it. So I will come in. They know I do events and stuff. So I will come in with some ideas and fresh things to do for my portion of the neighborhood. So other people might be able to do it for East, South, and West. But me being from our Parkway and me meeting with them, they just look. We're interested in doing this. Okay, well I'm interested in getting the courts back. So let's meet in the middle, and we can do what's best for all the kids in the neighborhood, because it's kids out there that are in the sports, man. So when them parents send them out front or out in the neighborhood to go play and all that. Like, where do they got to go? I asked the housing authority people that, like, where do they have to go? You know what I mean? Like, are you okay with them going the whole way up to Williams? Because that's not housing. You want them to feel safe where they live at. You know what I mean? So if the basketball courts was across the street from my house growing up, I lived on 121 D Lincoln Street. My whole through like elementary and middle school, and then I moved around the corner on North Persian Avenue. You know what I mean? And we had the basketball court over there. They took it when I was 16 years old. You know what I mean? 15 years old. That was my freshman or sophomore year in high school. Let me tell you the crazy thing about that. That's the last time I played basketball. I played York High in ninth grade. They took the basketball courts from my seat. See, this is the part that a lot of people don't see. Like that, I'm about to be 40 now. But when I was 15 years old, I played freshman basketball. Was going to work my way up. I actually got called up to play varsity and turned it down because we had a nice ninth grade team, and I wanted to stay with the guys that you know what I mean. You know how that is. Yeah. So I tried to move us up to JV varsity. Me and another Quinn Howard and somebody else. They tried to move us up. We was all on the same team. They tried to move three guys up. We denied it. And the end of that, we ended up going to have a good freshman year. The end of that year, they took the basketball courts away.
Also,
looking back, it's like, damn, like, was that a part of me never playing basketball? No, I went straight to the streets after that.
I got you. Yeah.
I went straight to the street because where I lived at was a block.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So the thing that I grew up loving to do was play basketball. I played it freshman year, and then after that they took the courts away.
They say idle mind is the devil's playground.
Yeah. So I used that. I told that same story to the housing authority. It's like, yo, when I was the same kid. I lived in the same houses that are still there. Mm-hmm. These kids are going to come outside and have nothing to do. These little plastic playgrounds they're putting up, it's not enough. Like, that's not enough. We need football fields and basketball fields and baseball fields and the education part of it. They could use that too after school, whatever. I don't know if they do that or not, but again, I'm speaking on what I'm more well versed in. You know what I mean?
Remember the summer league at Penn Park back in the day?
Yes.
Every side of town. Like you said,
I actually had articles. I actually had some articles from the summer leagues. During my time, I played on the young team. There was the adult one and the youth. They ended up bringing where Jefferson was the Parkway home court. The East End Project court was the East End court. Mm-hmm. You had Penn Park, and then out west, it was the park where they it wasn't bands. It was where they put them them new houses. What's that park over there? I forget.
What's that, Williams?
No, Williams is out Parkway.
That's not.
Out west, it was right over the bridge. When you coming over the bridge.
About the project.
Yep. It was the project right across from the project.
Over there. I know what you're talking about.
That was they used to play over there too.
Kings Park?
Not Kings.
Not Kings.
Kings was across the street.
Yeah, Kings was off of
somebody about
college.
Type it in.
So basically, I mean, we used to go around and play like that. And I used to watch the adults, and then I played on the young team, going into the College Ave League and all that. But really, after that 9th grade year, it's kind of like I turned straight to the streets. Mm-hmm. I turned straight to the streets, and I don't want to just blame it on that because I made my own decision, but. The courts not being there, it's like
the product of your environment.
Yeah, we walked up to Williams Park, but at that time we didn't hang at people from our Parkway didn't really, not from down in the projects. We didn't hang at Williams Park, like it was Jefferson Park, or we wasn't at no park at all until they took Jefferson away. Then we used to hang out at Williams and all that. But by that time I was already too deep in the negativity in the streets and all that. So it's just tough, man. Long story short, I want to get them back. That's almost the number one thing that I want to do. As far as like some behind the scenes stuff that I'm trying to work on.
Yeah, I put that on the comments section in here. People understand that.
Someone said Thaxton.
Thaxton. Yep. That's what it was.
Yeah, man. Because
Thaxton. I always forget that part.
I'm always into words and the power of words and things. Just understanding the word play and the word clay is synonymous. You know, just because you're outside playing, you're molding your mind. You're learning leadership skills. So anybody living at home like, look, balls and rims. It's so much more into that.
Yeah.
To self-motivate yourself and things of that nature. But I want to kind of do a little quick pivot. Like I said, this is the Hour of Power program. If you have a question you want to call in, we've got quite a few comments there on Facebook. We got the God Wayne Sweeney here, wonderful programming. He's speaking about the cheer program, the sports program coming up on August 10th and 11th is the Blik Flag football. We're going to kind of finish on out. We're going to give you all that information. That's going to be at, we said Farker Park?
No, that'd be at Noonan Park.
At Noonan Park.
BYC Field.
BYC Field, that's where that's going to be. But I want to do a little quick kind of little transfer on over to this. You got a crab fest going on. I know we got some crab, some seafood eaters, and I know, like I said, I ain't too much of a crab eater, but everybody in my whole family, you know, that, and you know, and it was real beautiful time. I had a little backyard area with a little pavilion that had a bunch of crabs out. This is before my dad passed on. You know, it's good little family type vibe. So I know how it is in the summertime. You get a couple wine coolers out, get some music on, some crabs. You want to speak about this a little bit?
So I'm doing the crab feast here in York. It's up in North York. It's at the inn. It's at a hotel ballroom. Me and Aaron Williams, DJ Smash.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Shout out to Smash.
Yep. So we connected together and wanted to do something different than just a turn up. Just throw some different type of events in there, man. Because you know, event wise, when it comes to bringing people, that's what I've been doing for so many years. Whether it was community events or nightlife or stuff like this, you know what I mean? Like somewhere where you can sit down at a table with your family, listen to some good music, eat. You know what I mean? So that we wanted to kind of bring that element back that you was just speaking on. And then, you know, at every cookout and every function like that back in the day, you know, you had the guys up there telling the jokes and all that, cracking jokes, cutting on each other and all that.
Bring the cards out.
Yeah, so we added 2 comedians onto the, you know what I mean? You ain't even see that. You ain't even read that.
Yeah, I was going.
Yep, right.
And I recognized the Miss Dina Davenport because she was one of the MCs at the Smash put on. For,
Yep, she works with him a
Central
lot.
PA Indie.
The Indie Nights.
Indie Night. That's a powerful. Look for that coming out next year as well. I'm doing my best to help promote that. Yeah, so Miss Diva featuring Matt Moore and Tay Joseph. Man, that's beautiful.
So
bringing some talent out.
Yep. So you get to eat. We got a live DJ there. Smash is going to actually DJ that night.
Okay, coming out.
Cash bar for everybody 21 and over. You get comedy with that. You know what I mean? So it's like and a special performance by Miss Davenport. She's gonna do some R&B covers and some performances and stuff like that. So you get a live DJ, you get an R&B performance, you get comedy, and you get all you can eat crabs and a cash bar if you drink. If you don't drink, you still can come.
For only $55. That's
all of that.
All you can eat.
All you eat.
You talking about males, females? I do know a little
all
bit.
Of them.
Got everything that you need plus entertainment. And then the big thing is bring your family out, bring your kids out, because one of the things we see going on in the community, you know, we got a disconnect between some of the youth and some of the adults. The youth think we don't convene at the dinner table.
Yes, and that's a good point right there, because one thing food don't got is an age limit. Everybody gonna eat, man. So at a crab feast where it's all you can eat, if you like seafood like that, we're gonna have some other stuff too, the sides and all that. It's gonna be more than just crabs there. So of course, but yeah, like you just. Younger people come. You got to be 21 because we do have a bar running.
Yes, sir.
For the people that do drink. So you do got to be 21 to attend. But if you can come there, you're going to meet some of the older people that love crabs. And I remember being young and it was people 50, 60, 70 years old busting crabs open at the cookouts and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So you're going to, the OGs, you're going to see that at these crab feasts. It's a different event. It ain't like the turn up. It ain't the party. You know what I mean? Like you get to really come there and relax. Bring your girl out, bring your wife out, your kids out if they're over that age, or your co-workers, you know what I mean? So it's just something different to keep the events going on through the summer. You know what I mean? Like it's a good vibe. So that is actually the following week after I do the Blik. So it's back-to-back weekends.
Beautiful. So yeah. Saturday, August 17th, Crab Fest, all you can eat. We got a call, we're going to do due diligence. Welcome, this is the Hour of Power. You are live on the station, Maggot. Who I'm speaking to, please?
You're speaking to Samantha Dorm.
Samantha. Thank you for representing. What you got for us today?
Hey, I just put a comment in the chat here. I hear Wayne talking, and I'm like, yeah, he got me into this Lebanon Cemetery stuff, man.
Oh, yeah?
So, one of the people at Lebanon Cemetery is a man named Paul Walton. And when we were researching him, we found that he had been injured in an explosion during World War II, something called Port Chicago, and I never heard of Port Chicago. And so we started researching that, so I'm going to fast forward. Been working with the National Cemetery Administration, and today, 256 black men were exonerated for their actions during World War II, in part because of the work coming out of York, Pennsylvania.
Wow. That's dope.
Would you repeat that one more time?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, York, Pennsylvania. that, as I said, I put this information in. So I'll take it back. So 1944, the black sailors, they're responsible for the munitions, the bombs, the bullets.
Yes, ma'am.
All white officers. The officers had, like, games where they were just making these guys work faster, harder, you know, and, again, bombs. So there was a big explosion. And I believe the final count was over 400 people killed, over 1,000 people that were injured.
Yes,
and so the white officers were allowed to take lead. The black sailors were not, the survivors. They had to stay there and, of course, clean everything up. And after about a week and a half or so, they were told they had to get back on the line. They had to get back to work. There was still war going on. And they were scared. You just had this huge explosion.
Yeah.
And so I believe it was 256 of them. They were detained and put into horrible conditions for, you know, a while.
Mm-hmm.
And they told them, you know, you have a choice. You're going to go back out there and work, or what are you going to do? And 50 of them said no for various reasons, and they were court-martialed and they were sentenced to about 15 years.
Oh, wow.
But one of those gentlemen that was out there during that explosion was from York, Pennsylvania. So now all of those men have all, you know, since passed away.
Right.
But what Veterans Affairs is asking for any descendants, any families, to reach out to Veterans Affairs. So, you know, when people are exonerated, you know, getting their benefits back, you know, that they would have lost and things, you know, that could have impacted, you know, generations of families.
Right.
So this happened today. You're not going to hear that because all the stuff is going on with the Republican convention, but it's circulating on social media. 256 black men exonerated today.
Wow, that's powerful. Thank you for calling and sharing that. Thank you.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Keep doing a great job.
Thanks, Sam.
Absolutely.
But it's beautiful to see the work that individuals are doing here locally, and like I said, this is what this program is for. It's a lot of talent here in York, Pennsylvania. It's a lot of well-meaning. It's more unity here than you think.
Right.
So with this particular platform, it's an opportunity to get that out. So shout out. That's real.
That was dope that she called, man. Cause with Lebanon Cemetery, that's the idea that came from, you know, so you know Lebanon Cemetery is the top of George Street, up top.
Cop Alley.
So that's basically a black cemetery. It was a black cemetery in Hispanics. That's what's majority that's up there. Mm-hmm. That little cemetery that sits back in the corner. I got family up there. The first family member I knew that was up there was my grandma. She died in '94. Mm-hmm. I was 10 years old. So I remember that like it was like the most painful thing ever. Like, you know how when you're a kid, your grandma mean the world to you, like, and she still do. I'm just saying, like, she died and was buried up there next to her mom. So when I was 10 years old when she passed, but when I was able to actually go up there from my parkway by myself, I used to go up there and sit in Lebanon Cemetery at my grandma's grave.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so during the years, I never stopped doing it. It just was something I was doing behind the scenes. I go up there, but then more and more people died. Family members, my family members, and others, like my friends' family members.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So I used to go by their grave, making sure the wind ain't blow their flowers over, stuff ain't blow all over the place. So I used to be up there by myself, like straightening everybody's stuff up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Making sure this cemetery. Now Sam, Tina Charles, and Jenny Marshall are three women that brought the history out of it, of what Lebanon Cemetery was and everything that she said and all the black people that were buried there and all that. So I didn't know everybody. It's a lot of history that she may need to come up here and touch on, along with the other members of Lebanon Cemetery. But the whole idea of Lebanon Cemetery came from the beginning of me going up there cleaning the cemetery. Then I started doing graveyard cleanups, like once a month, like, you know what I mean, just trying to get anybody to come. And then Tina Charles was there with me, and Sam came on, and Jenny, and it just came into them forming all of us it's an organization called Friends of Lebanon Cemetery. Yeah. I have since recently took on the bear, so I had other responsibilities, and they kept it going, and it kind of just blew through the roof, past where I even have the knowledge of understanding. Sure. But she always makes sure she shows me love on being there from the beginning, and that original idea coming from me. You know what I mean? They just took it through the roof, like. God. So I appreciate her reaching out and showing that love.
I want to compliment everyone in York. Mr. Lewis McKinney helped out too.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want
he
to
was up there.
compliment everyone who has been helping beautify it, keep it safe. Because I don't think the average person knows what black people have suffered just with the subject of graveyard.
Right.
Used to be a graveyard in Georgia, and the Medical College of Georgia used to go to the cemetery and rob the graves for medical research. What? Bill Clinton did like a congressional hearing, apologizing to the families who were victims of that. And then what they did, they had a man who would rob the graves for them, so if they got caught, it wouldn't be the students. And he was called the Resurrection Man. This is actually documented history crazy. In the Medical College of Georgia would dig up graves of black people to do medical research. So I'm just saying that I believe what you guys are doing is far more significant than you think because of that kind of history.
Yeah, most definitely, and that's where I say they took it even further than I was ever even capable. My idea was to go up there and just kind of like clean up, making sure. But listen, I've been there to see tombstones be pulled from underneath the ground that wasn't visible, like using the metal detector and just digging a whole tombstone that was sunk under there.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? I was there for many of those, and then they kept it going, and I found people's graves that family members didn't know that their grave. My dad had had brothers that was born before him, or maybe right after him, and they found their grave sites up there. You know what I mean? So he was super emotional. Like, these is twin brothers that passed when they was babies, and he ended up finding them, and they right there in Lebanon Cemetery. You know what I mean? So this goes back. That cemetery goes back. Like, if you honestly, my connection with that cemetery was that with my grandma, but when I walk in that cemetery, every single time I walk in there, I feel it. Like, you can just, it's something. It's something in my chest that just like, my people is here. Like,
yes, sir.
You know what I mean? My family is here. Like, something is with me when I'm walking through here. It's all over my body. I be getting chills and everything. Like, it's just
real.
And it's just that cemetery. I got family members in other cemeteries. That one though, like, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy. Like, I don't know. I still can't describe it to this day, but I was just up there visiting my cousin Boo's grave that I named the Trey Boo after.
Yes, sir.
I was just up there visiting his grave, and it was the same feeling. It never misses. So I get up there, it gets chills, and it's like I'm being walked through there by a bunch of souls, angels. You know what I mean? I'm being walked through the graveyard, like make sure you keep coming here, making sure everything is good here. But yeah, they have took it. The York Bears kind of like took me away from it a little bit because I had to do so much and trying to build that back up.
Yes, sir.
And I'm still in that process, but they are definitely.
It was some more hands, you know.
Yeah, it was more hands. Like, they kind of, you know what I mean.
That's beautiful.
Now I still stay connected as much as I can with it, but they did so much. I think they even have something where you can just get online, or she probably gonna correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Where you can get online and actually find where somebody's grave is now.
Yeah, she's been on this program before.
Yeah, she's good.
You talking about Samantha Dorn?
Samantha Dorn.
Oh, she's a
Beast.
regular.
rock star.
Tina
She's a regular
Charles.
on here, yeah.
Tina Charles and Jenny Marshall.
Getting away from the cemetery issue, she helped out with Black history and family connections.
Right.
This person is related to this person, knowing your relatives, and going far back with your your grandparents and great grandparents and all of that.
Right.
And that's even key, because even before we kind of started, I kind of showed we had a little similar thing.
Yeah.
With my father, he found out, it was confirmed that, the man that he thought was his father, wasn't his father. Basically, his family that he thought wasn't his, but he was really a Sweeney. So, and then growing up as a youth, it's good to know, and that's why I shout out to genealogy and Samantha Dorn. Good to know your history and your connection to your ancestors.
Right.
That's real, because our ancestors, those that are spiritually adept enough to really tap into that, we gotta at least have that connection with our ancestors for us to move into the future, because who we are as a
how
people.
many black people can go back 200-300 years?
Right.
I got difficulty going. But I feel what you're saying. It's much needed. It needs to be more of a focus.
I can't. Unfortunately, I've had a lot of loss, like most black people have had, but my grandparents and all that, who I barely knew. My boys was asking. I couldn't really tell them nothing. I feel awful about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, that genealogy and being able, I think we're the only ethnic group that can't go way, way back like that.
Even Samantha Dorn helped me with that. Cause I have my children asking those questions. I don't know. But fortunately, from the classes and me speaking to her personally, that helps fulfill me. Because if you don't have that understanding of who your family is, particularly in this city, you're more capable of doing some destructive to your brother. We gotta be united. We need to bring that.
I just said that to somebody.
Mindset.
I just said that to a girl the other day that I just found out that I was related to, and we just was talking. I was like, damn, all this time I don't know her personally, but I know who she is and she knows who I am. Like, and just like all this time we've been related. So we just jumped in the inbox and just was chatting about it. And I said the same thing. I was like, yo, like if people actually knew who their family members are, like close, like, you know what I mean? Like it would have stopped a lot. Stuff would have still happened, obviously, but it would have stopped a lot of stuff from going down.
I want to kind of transition a little bit for everybody who's still watching there on Facebook, and this is going to be going out on YouTube as well as going out on the Rumble as well. But I wanted to kind of, the last thing that you were sharing as far as when I was always taught spirit is magnetic, meaning that when you just follow your heart and follow your passion, you might not have full understanding what's going to happen, but a little bit of that kind of goes into other people. The example that I'm using for myself is I used to, an older gentleman I kind of used to hang around with when I was in my 20s, got a little spot right there on Maple and Duke Street. Mr. Simpson allowed him to utilize this particular building. And so every Sunday I would be out and I would be using magic eraser, and I would erase like graffiti that they would put on that particular building, or go there and sweep the trash up, you know? And just do that consistently every week. Then I noticed about two weeks later, somebody down the street, they got their broom out.
Doing it,
Then the next week, this person got a broom out, this person got a broom out. And so just to have a real visual way, I know that spirit is magnetic, that it may take a while, even from programs like this. We're doing some great things. You know what I mean? We get a couple likes, you know what I mean? But I know this has some viralness. I know this is going to matriculate all out through the city, because I've seen it before. And like you said, you experienced it before, as far as I got to step on this, but there's somebody there to help take it further. So that's a beautiful thing.
Definitely.
But I do want to make mention before we kind of close out here that on October 5th, Libra, that's my birthday on that day, y'all. October 5th, there at Penn Harris Hotel in Camp Hill, Mr. Wayne Sweeney will be given the Community Impact Award by Bro to Go. Shout out to Delane Simpson, always putting on real positive events. So this is going to be the 7th annual gala there, and so you're going to be there. Are you allowed to bring visitors or something?
Yeah, so you can actually.
You got a speech you're working on, or it's
Yeah, I think just like this, I'm gonna go in there and just speak my truth, speak from the heart, and I feel like I never want to be too scripted. But that's going to be a dope thing, man. Like he actually have tickets for sale for because it's a gala, or however people say it different.
Yeah.
But it's one of those, so you can actually and go on there and order tickets and come out and enjoy a good time. You know what I mean? Like it's going to actually be something dope. And then during that, they recognize different people that around the Central PA area that have positive impacts in different fields.
For sure.
But yeah, it definitely feels dope to be nominated not nominated, but given the award.
Yes, sir.
For community impact, because that's exactly what I wanted to do. The moment I decided to change my life around, that's the thing that I want to do the most. Have a real good community impact where people going to know me more for the good than the bad. That's my motto. Like, I mean, you can point out anything bad I did, but at the same time, you're going to be on this side pointing out all the good.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? You might have some bad stuff you could say or point at. It might be like 2 or 3. Over here,
right,
it's years and years of positivity, and I fought my way through that whole process of having that community impact. And so being able to get this award is, and I'm not an awards guy, like I'm not the media guy, like I'm social media, I'm active on there, but when the news comes, I'm away from the interviews, even the podcast, like I don't do a whole bunch.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, that's not really my thing, but also when you Because some people are like, yo, don't do good things to be rewarded or be recognized. Mm-hmm. But when somebody does bad things, they are recognized all over the news, all over the social media. Right. So it's like, damn, we are now telling people to not be recognized for good things.
Think about it.
That's kind of strange. Like, you know what I mean? It's you know what I mean? You don't do it for that reason, right. But at the same time, if somebody is doing something good, then they should be recognized for it. Because if I leave out of here and do something negative, I'm gonna be on the news. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be all on everybody's social media.
They'd be chirping.
People that didn't share this award or anything positive I've been doing, they'd share me doing something negative though.
Unfortunately,
you know what I mean? And that's
break that.
And yeah, you gotta break it. So it's definitely. I mean, I appreciate Delane Simpson and everybody from Bro to Go for nominating me. I will be there. I've got to find me a suit.
Bringing the baby girl out.
Yeah, most likely. I don't know if they got like an age limit on. I gotta check with him on that. But if not, I'm definitely bring some family members, some friends. If you guys can make it, man, come out there. It's a good dressed up event. It's something different, man. It's something dope to do. You know what I mean? And I don't know if I'm the only one from York being recognized, but I know he has recognized other people before. No, matter of fact, Tiff Lowe is being recognized as well. So
Tiff.
me and her that I've seen from York.
Tiff need to come on the program here too. We gonna when we get closer to the time, we're gonna definitely promote it because we want to have York. We want to be represented. We want to be out there.
Yeah. That's what's needed. If somebody like he's doing something in Harrisburg, but it's representing the 717. Mm-hmm. When somebody from York is being recognized, even if it's not me, I think York should show up. Like,
for sure.
I mean, at least I know it ain't going to be everybody. People got lives, but a good core of people should show up and support when somebody from York is being recognized on any scale. You know what I mean? Because it represents the entire town. You know what I mean? The same way as somebody from football. We got different people playing on the college football game. Mm-hmm. I just posted a bunch of them from York that have actually played for the York Bears and. You know what I mean? They're actually on a game now. You know what I mean? But the moment they went to the next level, they represented York. You know what I mean? And we all support that. We all post about that. It's the same thing. If somebody from York is being recognized, again, whether it's me or somebody else, I think we should show up and be a part of that. Like if you can, it ain't mandatory, but
right.
If you got something get together for the bus trip?
No, so I that was just something I supported and just shared and stuff. Florida, who's Jaheim White, that's at West Virginia, went to York High here and all that. So Mike Dowry actually putting that together, a bus trip from here for anybody that want to go down and support Jaheim at West Virginia for his game. It's a Division I college football game.
Keep us in the loop.
Yep. I'll share it's right on my page.
They play with K-State, right?
Yep, they play Kansas State, and Kansas State has another kid from York.
Right.
And both of those kids play for our York Bears. So they're on different teams in Division I football, and they face off against each other. I do also want to shout out Jair Rollison. He's on a college football game too. He played football here, grew up here in York, ended up going to Bishop McDevitt for high school, but he ended up going to no, he went to Kent State. Jair Rollison went to Kent State. Taufik Byard went to USF in Florida. We have Mario Easterly. He's at Old Dominion. Jaheim is at West Virginia. Jaden Jackson is at Kansas State. Mm-hmm. Who am I missing? I don't want to miss nobody. I want to be able to say everybody because I start naming them. So, yeah, you know how that go. I want to be able to give everybody some love, that especially the kids.
Sure. When they come to mind, just
Dejor Stewart, he's at IUP last year. Last year, correct?
I think so, yeah.
Dejor, he's at IUP. My signal's a little bad, but I think I hit on a lot of people. It's a bunch of other kids that are in college that are doing good things in football and other things.
Yeah, I see Mario Esterly, Jules Golf.
Yeah, Joel's Golf. He's
Kenny Johnson.
He went to Central. Joel's went to Central. He's at Pitt. Kenny Johnson went to Dallastown. He's at Pitt. They're all York kids. Darian Mayo. He went to he ended up going to a high school in Maryland, and now he's at Clemson.
Bo
Pabula. I always say that wrong, man. He went to Central.
Where? He's from York?
Yeah, he's from York too.
Dang, I didn't know that.
They all came out of York High, right?
No, they're not. Just York County.
York County.
Some of them was in York City, but then the other ones was in York County.
I thought the ones you named was out of York High.
No, the ones I put on social media are ones that played for your York Bears.
Mm-hmm. You know, so York High gets such a bad rap, you know.
Yeah.
I hear William Penn, York High.
Yeah.
There's so many that aren't playing sports.
That's the whole nother area where somebody else might be able to touch on. Maybe somebody in that education field can come in and with a list of names of people that didn't play sports, but they went off to college and became successful. You know what I mean? I love that. I just hate when those people bash when the guys are speaking about sports. You know what I mean? That's what we know. That's what's public. That's what's put out there more. Sports are. You know what I mean? So I'm more well versed in that. But it's definitely other kids straight out of William Penn that are successful and they never played sports a day in their life. Went off to college, graduated.
One more question for you, then you go. If you had a magic wand to talk about to improve anything for the youth in York, what would it be? I know it's kind of a tough question.
Yeah, that's tough, but
what else would you like to see to help the youth?
But the main, I'm gonna answer both of those then. So the main thing that I would say I would like to see is just a magic wand for using the magic wand is just completely stopping the violence. You know what I mean? Because that I mean, it's death happens. You know what I mean? People get hurt. I've been a victim. You know what I mean? Yeah, let it be natural causes. So if I had a magic wand, I could just wipe the violence out. Like if you wipe the violence out, it'll do so much for the city. I mean, people will still be on their porch, sitting on their porch at the parks, feeling comfortable. You know what I mean? So that part I would wipe out. Something that I would want to see improve is the togetherness of the people in York City. Not even just your county, just the togetherness naturally, because you know what I mean, like it's so much underlying hatred. This person might not like that I got called up here to do the interview, or I got nominated by Delane, and they're behind the scenes. Well, like I do things too. Why they didn't nominate me? It's just a natural hatred that people in the city kind of develop for whatever reason they do it. You know what I mean? But and for real, man, like it's unfortunate, but that kind of takes the life away from positive people wanting to do positive, because there's always somebody out there that's being negative, trying to throw salt on it. But like you said, when you started it off, you said you're getting rid of what? All the
getting rid of cowardiceness, getting rid of all that type of discordantness. And I said this to somebody today, or what you saying, that we think that hate is the opposite of love. Hate is a lower form of love. Right. That's why individuals that's hateful, once you share some love with them, they be all right. So when they see you and they hate on you, they really got that love, but they got that little inner issue that they deal with themselves. They say, I wish I could be on that level. Yes, you can. Because you are a divine soul. Everybody that's out there listening can hear the sound of my voice. You are a divine being. You're not an ocean in a drop. You're a drop in the ocean. And so when you see somebody thriving, educating, and living the glory and walking in their light, you can too. Yeah. There's no need for this darkness. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's
how can people reach you though, man? You know what I mean?
My number is all the flyers I post. That's my direct number. I don't hide it. My name is Wayne Sweeney on social media. You can reach out to any of these guys. They know how to reach me. It's 717-424-6855. It's publicized, man. Call me. We can talk. We can text. You want to buy a ticket to the crab feast? You want to come eat? You want to come have a drink with me? Whatever. Come out to the Blik. You know what I mean? August 10th and 11th. Support the kids, man. Like, every year we got 135 kids from our youth program alone. That's football players. Then another 50 for cheerleaders. That's roughly 200 kids that sometimes might not have it to play sports. But, with the way things are, things cost. You know what I mean? We got to buy stuff. So sometimes they need a sponsor, man. So if you're somebody out there that has a business, if you're somebody out there that's just successful, and you're looking for a way to give back, every single year, man, we always got kids that want to play football, that want to play basketball, that might want to be artists or might want to be musicians. Find a way to get them into something, and that'll also help the community and keep the kids off the streets. Find out what they want to do. Like the kid might not want to play football, but he might want to sing. You know what I mean? Try to find a way to get that kid some studio time. You know what I mean? There's always somebody a level up that can help somebody underneath them.
Be part of the solution.
You know what I mean? Be part of the solution. That's it.
Oh, man. I'm going to have to dip up out of here a little bit. Yeah, keep it on for a little bit.
I'm good. Yeah.
But it's an honor and praise for being here.
No, that's man. Support the kids, man. That's all I want to say. Support the community events. Support this podcast, man. It's real live and direct and it's straightforward. You know what I mean? Some good dudes. Man, just support the good, man. Whether I'm doing it, whether somebody else is doing it, don't matter who's doing it. If it's good, support it. Even if you can't show up, you can just share it. If I can support somebody else's stuff, even if I can't show up, just hit me up and we can see. You know what I mean?
Throw it on the social media page.
Right.
Spread it out.
If you're
you don't know
doing,
whose eyes is watching.
If you're doing something that costs and it ain't free to attend,
And tell them about our Cowboys.
now we got to charge. Cowboy Nation,
Oh,
baby. Let's
Cowboy
go.
Nation.
And the
Oh,
Sixers.
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I'm with you on the
That's right.
Sixers. But,
Appreciate y'all, man.
but like I said, this is the Hour Power broadcast. This is done every single Wednesday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. We go a little extended version there on Facebook. If you want to see yourself on this seat right now, we welcome you. We believe everybody has a perspective that needs. If you got something to say, you think the world need to hear it? That's that B-Rad. I got something to say. I think the world need to hear it. So this is the opportunity for you. So this is Ptah Shakur for Shareef Hamed. Peace, Eloheim. We're going to catch you until the next time. And so I asked everybody on there, find the heaven on earth. Whether you got to go out in nature and convene with yourself, do a meditation, things on that, you will find that God divine within. When you find that God divine within, share that with your people. Share that with your fellow reflections walking around as physical flesh, talking about your fellow human beings. They're really part of you. You just don't know it. So, love and light to you all. Peace.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Appreciate you.